AWISCA is an organization that has been formed to really uplift and transform the supply chain skills landscape in Southern Africa. The organization has been formulated ultimately to support the universities, to support corporates, to support anyone and everyone in the supply chain space, to focus more on a different way of uplifting the skills rather than really the traditional methods that we have been focusing on in the supply chain sector. Functional mentorship and coaching is really around building the technical skills of people in a more practical way. We want to share the practical experiences. We want to share the insight, expertise that is coming from the industry to ensure that we empower, to ensure that we enable the industry, to ensure that we have the skilled personnel that enable us to be competitive in the organizations. The industry bodies within the supply chain sector, organizations like SIPS, organizations like SEPEX, organizations like SILT, organizations like SAF, and so forth. And the reason that we are doing that, because these are the organizations that are focusing on training, on development. These are the organizations that are, at this point in time, representing the supply chain. Job seekers and job creators, that's what we want to achieve. But as a job seeker, we want to also ensure that you have opportunity as a student. We want you to be able to know, if you're in the marine sector, to understand how a port looks like. And what does that do to you? It really equips you with the skills and practicality of understanding how the world really looks like. So site visit is one of the things that we want to achieve on the student chapter to ensure that we bring in the students closer to the operations. I can share so many insights with other women in terms of being elevated and how to really successfully operate within the sector. We know that currently the issue of gender equity is very important in organizations, but also we also want women that are capable enough to be able to operate in the organizations. We need to be able to ensure that we build as many women to understand the transport sector. We want to see more participation in that environment. And what we want to really achieve is really fostering, ensuring that we build the skills, we mentor the women through the leadership skills, we mentor the women to be able to operate in these hardcore industries that we're operating in. The professional chapter allows the industry as a whole to participate, be part of the coaching circles. It allows the professionals to be able to coach, to mentor. It allows the professionals to also be coached and mentored as well, to be part of this big platform of sharing networks, sharing the experiences, sharing the insights as well, and really having that sustainable relationship of supply chain expertise on a continual basis. Remember, AWISCA is not a conference. There's a continual engagement of sharing insight, of sharing experience, more in a practical way. As a country, we want to build more entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurship chapter is really around building more entrepreneurs through enterprise and supply development programs. I think, like I was saying, that we cannot always be job seekers. We also want to be entrepreneurs, but for us to be able to succeed, we need more support, we need more technical insight in ensuring that we understand the industry as a whole. The relevancy for me is, where we, as AWISCA, we partner with organizations, then we give them the entrepreneurs, specifically in the supply chain sector. And like I said, we want to transform the transport sector, going forward. And what does it require? It requires partnership with the industry to be able to build such technical skills among entrepreneurs. We will, from the AWISCA perspective, really start looking at incubation as a practical way of teaching entrepreneurship skills for women, for students as well. All we want is we're challenging you as a professional in the industry to participate, to coach, to mentor, to share your knowledge, to share your insight. And that's how we're going to build our industry. This is how we're going to build the technical skills that we require, so that in the next year, when you sit here and look at the results, we are able to say that we built that capacity, we have built those skills. And we need to start seeing that scale really changing when we start doing our researches, to really say, in fact, in the next few years, we have already built the skills that we require to be able to operate in our organizations.